Hello, I'm Dr. Sue Morter from Morter Institute, bridging science, spirit, and human possibility. For over 30 years, I've been teaching healthcare practitioners, patients, and students integrative approaches to wellness based in quantum science and energy medicine. Grief can generate a sensation of loss that is perpetual, as if the thing that has occurred that you are grieving continues to go on day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, even decades of your life, leading to this ongoing sense of loss, as if something is missing, as if some part of you is not alive and vital. This changes your entire life experience. And we must look at it from a new perspective if we're to embrace these energies that plague our culture that is in a grief-denying state most of the time. We've not been taught how to deal with grief, and so it remains generative of a feeling of loss as years go by. If loss is not dealt with as it is occurring, we begin to build defenses and protect ourselves from future losses. It keeps us from being able to love freely, to open our hearts, to be vulnerable to the world again. And so when additional losses occur, it continues to deepen and deepen, stacking loss upon loss upon loss, so that even a small shift in your life today carries an impact that could be 10 years old, even though the circumstance that is happening in this moment isn't very big. Its impact can be huge because it couples upon everything else vibrationally and energetically in your life. Quantum science is teaching us that we create our own reality, that the thoughts that we think and the emotions that we feel generate an impact not only on what we attract into our lives by the vibrational frequency that we're emanating, but also on our very DNA structure. That when we think certain thoughts, we change the structure of our own DNA. It changes our cellular makeup, and it ultimately allows us to drop into the choice point of what reality we're going to live in. So if we are stuck in a place of loss that is not dealt with, what will happen is we continue to perceive that something is wrong and missing in life. And the more we operate from that perspective, the very molecular structure of our body has to arrange itself in accordance with that as if it's true. And so we continue to emanate and vibrate an energy frequency that attracts like frequencies. And so the opportunity for greater loss or additional loss keeps showing up in our lives because we're emanating an invitation that vibrates at the radio station of loss. So we continue this process naturally because nature is trying to allow for us to learn how to deal with loss. So it keeps showing up with another presentation of loss, giving us another opportunity and another opportunity to learn to build the circuits to process loss fully, completely, once and for all. So if additional things are occurring in our life that seem to be of a loss, we might start to think, is this all there is? Is it always going to be? That I lost a parent prematurely and the relationship that I wanted so much, I lost that as well. I lost the job that I was thriving in, so I thought, etc. What's next? What else? We close down our hearts and we don't allow ourselves to even remain open and vulnerable and available to the possibility of things turning out differently. And so, as quantum science would show us, we recreate the same outcome again and again and again, attracting future relationships that are destined to not work because that's the reality that we're operating on. We attract injuries that are destined to not heal fully because we're operating on a vibrational frequency that says, I can't have it all. Whenever I want something and love something, it goes away. We have to learn to process these things more fully. There's an energy running through the body constantly that relates to every emotional disposition that we are in. If we can learn, and we can, to teach our minds to perceive that energy flow and learn to steward it into a new pattern, then we suddenly are revealing a more vibrant self that makes itself seem safe. It makes itself feel safe stepping in to unknown territory and loving again and opening our hearts again and healing. And as we learn to do this, this energy not only heals the specific thing that we're trying to heal we considered a loss and the grief that we're experiencing around that, it increases the healing mode in our body to the degree that it heals other things that we didn't even know were related, because the body now has an opportunity to function the way that it was designed to function. I hope this information has been helpful for you today. If you or someone that you love is suffering from grief and this feeling of loss, please visit us at drsuemorter.com. We look forward to sharing even more information with you about how to drop into a deep, loving presence for yourself in this life.